It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. I've been raking up off these niggas for a minute now. Hey, y'all gonna learn to listen one way or another though. Hey, let's get it. Let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, but don't make me spit your onion. Hey, let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, but don't make me split your onion. Flashback to the days I was in the days. I was sleeping on the couch, couldn't nobody stay. I was serving up the chicken, couldn't get a raise. Now I'm cooking up the game like I'm Bobby Flay. Fuck rap, I ain't got no friends in this shit. Put them M's to the front like a Benz in this shit. I be swimming through the money and got some fins in this shit. I be stomping through the street like some Timbs in this bitch. Made trends in this shit, but some IOUs, but I don't lose. Construction how I tighten them screws. Tie up my shoes, back on the block, straight to the bag, ho. Jumping off the porch for that green like a tadpole. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, y'all know yesterday we came to the people and we talked about Drake. We talked about those a leaked message that had come out where he was alluding to LeBron James possibly cheating on his wife, Savannah. He was likening that to Nike basically funding a campaign that would besmirch Bron's name about him allegedly cheating on his wife. And he likened that to the situation he's going through with UMG, where he feels like they're funding a campaign against him, even though they're supposed to be all chummy. They've been working together for 15 years. He came into the game and he, he's been their poster child. He's been their bread and butter. People have claimed he kept the lights on up there for many years, but now all of a sudden he feels like they're funding a campaign to take him down. So he basically used LeBron as a parallel to that, right? Now, the thing about that coming out is one of Drake's, captains of the Save a Ho squad was Ack. And Ack came out and said, this is fake. These messages are fake. This guy here is putting out fake DMs. He's mad because he got called a rat. And now he's trying to throw dirt on Drake's name. Okay? Well, the gentleman that was having the conversation with Drake, he said, "Oh, y'all wanna say I'm lying? Well, let's go ahead and have a look at the rest of the conversation then. If I doctored it, then I must have doctored the whole conversation just talking to myself for a nice period of time on some weirdo shit." Woo! The fighting Irish, nigga, the Irish fighting back. God damn it. So let's look at what homeboy had to say. So first up, we got this here. And he says to the people, this is Blake Griffith, by the way. He says, "Never intended for this convo to turn public, but fuck it. Blogs hitting my line to confirm the facts, so let's discuss it." Oh, this nigga came in rhyming and shit too. Are you Drake's ghostwriter too? He says, "I've seen them all switch on me faster than a Glock accessory. I just never thought GOAT would choose a side other than mine. Idols turn rivals. He's not like us." So now he was homies with Drake. Now he's quoting Kendrick. Sounds like the LeBron story goes even deeper. The rabbit hole just continues to expand. All right. So that's what we got here. And we're going to expand this image as well. Right. Because this whole thing came from, apparently they had some sort of conversation going on. I don't know what it is with this boxing gloves shit, but he confronts Drake about getting unfollowed. So as Drake was on that unfollow spree, It looks like he got caught in the rapture. Okay? So he hits Drake up. Damn, gang, you unfollow me? Shit. He says, from college days playing Views on repeat with the volume turned all the way down in my sleep in hopes of helping you attain another number one. Oh, wow. To tatting the owl in my skin. Damn, boy. Was y'all really that close? To where you got the owl tatted on your skin? He like, I got that thug life tatted on my chest. From playing Views on repeat. So he was one of them niggas that was in the streaming farm. Sound like, goddamn. From standing outside just shows in the cold with my baby broski, whose OVO deal fell through the cracks after coming to Toronto to link 40 at Soda Studios, to arguing with Javante about charging $0 to put the OVO out patch on the shorts when he fought on the Mayweather versus McGregor undercard simply because I saw the vision. Okay, now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Mr. What's your name again, sir? Was it Chris? Chris Blake Griffith? I ain't gonna lie to you, sir. I hate to do it to you, but you sound like a scorned woman right now. You sending this nigga paragraphs? Like, for what? Why are you reminding him of everything that you did to back him up? Now, if you would have said, from being out in the streets, lighting up niggas' houses like it's Christmas, I'd have gave you that. Like, shit, man, I was out there been putting in top. I was in this bed putting in work. I was top 5 before 5 became top. I'd have said, hey, man, I'm with you there. I'm not championing violence. I'm just saying there's a lot of guys who they become goons, or they become like folks that's part of that movement, and then they get discarded. I feel for people that go through that type of shit, because they do stupid shit, putting their life on the line on behalf of somebody else, then they get cut off. But nigga, you was playing Views. Okay, great. You know what I'm saying? You tatted the owl on your skin. How many fans did that? There's a lot of them. From standing outside your shows in the cold. I don't give a fuck about you standing out in the cold for my show. Nigga, everybody, 20,000 niggas did that. I'm just being real. To my homie, now to when he say my baby broski whose OVO deal fell through the cracks, I could give you that. Now the question is that really your baby broski? Like, is that like real life blood family bro? Or is that baby broski like a nigga you knew who was fucking with Drake? Y'all was all around each other, the deal fell through and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel for baby broski whose deal fell through, not you. Okay? To arguing with Javante about charging $0 to put the OVO patch on the shorts. And I think this dude is a designer or a stylist or something like that. So I can understand that, him trying to persuade Javante Davis to put the OVO patch on and shit. I understand, because you riding with the squad. You felt like you were part of the team. Respect. From always offering tickets to all the OVO guys for what fight? That I'd pay out of pocket. Oh, you was buying tickets out of pocket for fights? Why would you do that, Bendino? From always offering tickets to all the OVO guys for every fight that I'd pay out of pocket for, because Javante would say they got the money to. Okay, so you close to Javante. You part of his squad. Okay. So y'all was linking up. Y'all had the OVO Javante squad going on. And when you wanted to invite the OVO niggas, Javante would say that they welcome to come, but they gonna buy tickets like all the rest of the spectators. You was showing up saying, hey, I got y'all covered, baby. I bought the tickets. Why would you do that when you're not the main guy? If you're not the main guy, why are you coming out of pocket for anything? But I guess you did it off the love, right? To then having Preem pissed at me for requesting a pair of signed gloves and not getting them despite me spending my own money on gloves for Preem. And for those that don't know, Preem is a part of OVO and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's been around for a very long time. He's one of the early niggas. At one point, Preem was moving his pen for Drake, allegedly. Not even allegedly. He's in the credits. So there's that. Spending my own money on gloves for Preem. Your whole team that Javante refused to sign unless I asked you to send us a pic of the signed shorts I had framed and gifted to you for your B-Day. He thought things you disposed of them. Even when I flew from Baltimore to LA and dropped the shorts off to you, my personal team at GTD said I was dick riding when I was merely showing love as I paid for the framing, my flights, and lodging out of my own pocket because G was against it. I'm not your op, champ. You hurt a fan today, broski. God bless. Hope your best days are ahead. So he's basically trying to guilt trip Drake into saying, you hurt my feelings. You're on some fuck shit. Look at everything that I've done. But I got to be honest with you, man. As much as Drake is like a fan of sports, a fan of athletes and stuff like that, it feels to me like you overstepped because everything that you did for him or OVO, if he would have communicated directly to Javante that that's what he wanted, I'm sure he could have still got it. Just being real about the situation, being honest about the situation. But you played the middleman, you played your position, and you feel slighted. You're entitled to feel that way. There's more to it though. So Drake responds and he says, "You asking me to post a tape about you ratting on people, G?" As if Drake is supposed to be the fucking judge and jury of who's ratting, right? Like he's living by that code. You asking me to post a tape about you ratting on people, G? I just don't really come from a what? I just don't really come from a family or a friend group or a city where that's acceptable. I live by a code that's become law. Number one, don't put your fucking family out there like that, nigga. Your family don't give a fuck. Your mother would tell you to snitch on somebody today. That's why y'all suing. But as far as your friend group in the city, I understand that because you've definitely put a lot of people around you that would not co-sign you accepting or promoting somebody who's being labeled a snitch. But that's kind of your problem because you brought people around that will put that type of pressure on you when you really can't even uphold that lifestyle. But whatever. He says, we all just got to deal with our own shit off of here. Not telling you to be no super gangster or tell you what to do, but it made me feel super weird. You would think I would be into supporting that type of shit. Okay, so he says, why would you even think I would support you ratting on somebody, bro? So this guy, Chris, comes back and says a nigga tried me on some gay shit while I was designing his collection and styling him, Stefon Diggs. So he's saying Stefon Diggs tried to, they did say Stefon Diggs be trying niggas on some sly shit. You know what I'm saying? On some would you like a hot dog in your bun type shit. I don't know nothing about that, but I've heard rumors. So he said, the thing about this conversation is that he feels the need to be so specific about the who's and what's that he's done. It looks a little funny in the light. Like you have to remind him of all the people you've been around and did things for, as if Drake really gives a fuck. If y'all are in a space where y'all are able to have a conversation, have DMs, and he know who you are, why would you have to do that? But, some people are like that in real life. Like they can't go a fucking sentence without telling you who they fuck with. He says, I didn't go. And then he sent two niggas to off me at my crib to suppress his secret. Damn, Stefon. The nigga didn't want to come get none of them goddamn Oscar Myers. You said, man, that nigga turned down my motherfucking offer. I can't let him live. That's crazy. So it was two niggas that was supposed to clap him so that he couldn't go out and tell nobody. He says, that's not ratting, champ. I survived the hit and he had money on my head, so I spoke up. He says, that's like me telling you that you ratted for pulling Universal's card because they played with your blank to the entire world. So I gotta get some more messages. Hold on. All right, that's like me telling you that you ratted for pulling Universal's card because they played with you in front of the entire world. There's a lot of people out here that have been saying that nigga snitching, and he won't accept that. He says, much like my situation, you survived with your head held high and spoke the fuck up. I know Stefon from business and business alone. I'm not holding no closeted gay man secrets, champ. My ratting would be me speaking on shit me and my G have done because we have real history outside of this app and real history outside of this industry. I never told on him and never spoke on his name in a courtroom. Quite the contrary. Took charges for the nigga and stood tall 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. So maybe this guy did serve some time on behalf of somebody they know. I've been off federal probation since 2020. I'm not letting a closeted gay man put me back on papers because he's zesty. That's foolishness. He says, I never asked you to post my tape, champ. Just wanted feedback. So I guess he rapped about Stefon Diggs wanting to get in his buns or whatever, and Drake ain't with it, right? And he says me going through this situation and talking about it is the same way you went through your situation with Universal, and now you going to the people. You going and filing RICO. As a matter of fact, if you put a RICO on somebody, you're snitching. I'm sorry. If cousin Rico show up, you had to be snitching. Somebody snitched. Now you could say, "Oh, I'm snitching on a company," but that's still snitching. And if it's anti-snitching, then you're going to have to deal with the ramifications that come with that and the people that say that's what you are. I don't live by none of those street codes. I'm just telling y'all how people will perceive that do. He comes back. I live by this shit like it's law. I read it daily. It's ratting to tell the world that a nigga tried me on some gay shit. I didn't go. And then he tried to kill me to suppress the secret when I ain't never done crime with the nigga a day in my life. That's not law, Holmes. We don't come from that. That's some gay shit that got exposed. And what the fuck do I look like walking around holding that nigga's secrets? Ask G if I ever ratted on him. Fruity niggas try to kill me that I know from styling and design only, and I speak up. That's telling? Telling is when we commit crime together and I turn on my co-conspirators. Not a zesty nigga gets told no and can't handle rejection, so he tries to off me because he's up 100 mil and I don't have a million. Okay? So he's trying to explain to Drake, these are the details of the situation. This nigga put a price on my head because I wasn't trying to roll in the dirt with him. But you trying to call me a rat on some street shit like you even know what the fuck the streets are about. Right? And then there's a mutual, I guess, between them that goes by G. And he says, ask if I ever ratted on him. We really had street shit going on. And I had to actually serve time behind that. I'm on I'm on probation. I'm not finna let nobody involve my name in some street shit, send me back down the road, and not tell my side of the story, especially if a nigga really is just mad because I wasn't trying to get down and dirty with him. So then you get Drake's response, which is the response that we saw in front of everyone yesterday. And this gives you the full scope of his response. So he says, I don't know no details, fam. I'm just showing you outside perception. I think there's better ways to go about it, is my opinion. Yeah, it should have been a better way of you handling your dispute with Universal, but because they wasn't trying to give you the money that you wanted, you went and filed RICO. You called your Spanish cousin. But you want to tell somebody else about better ways to go about things. But you out here throwing temper tantrums in front of the world with these little tit for tat songs, unfollowing niggas, making it look like whatever. Me and Universal's like Nike. We talked about that before. But then he goes in more detail. He says, your shit is personal and involves violence. And I just think the way you're doing it makes you look crazy. That's my opinion, and you don't need to listen to it. I just think if all you are saying is true, there's better ways to handle it other than dropping a tape. And maybe Drake is right. You know, maybe he could have kept the secret. You know, maybe he could have just went about his business and kept it tucked. And even though somebody tried to kill him, just continue living his life, enjoying things, and not being eager to tell folks what happened. I'm willing to accept that. Homeboy comes back. He says, I get your POV. I feel you to a degree. Crazy I might be. I may be a little off my rocker since niggas kicked me in my head and I had to watch my shit dribble on TMZ like Messi was behind the wall. Damn, behind the ball. I never knew nothing about that. Damn, niggas kicked your head in on TMZ? Shit. You living that Oz life. He says, a rat I am not. One, thank you for what you're doing by cracking the pavement within the world of artistry. I equate it to what just occurred in the past couple years with NIL coming in to debunk years of the NCAA treating young black men like cash cow slaves, and now our guys can get the chicken they're entitled to while still in preparation for the pros. So he's likening Drake going up against UMG as breaking down the door the same way that folks had to petition and sue and go through litigation in order to get the NIL deals and all of that stuff approved for student athletes to get paid their just due or at least get a portion of it. So he's likening it that way. And he says, two, what would you do if you had a 4-year-old son you're fighting for in a custody case after he was taken from you after this hit on my life was sent to protect the secret of a whole gay man? Okay, so somebody tried to put a hit on him. I'm guessing somebody then tried to report him to his PO that there was some violence going on, and his custody situation was like, hey, you can't, I don't know the story, but we're going to take your son anyway, type of thing. So he's saying, hey, I got to tell my side of the story so that I could clarify things and, keep seeing my son. You don't know nothing about that. I'm just fucking around. And he says 3 plus a brand new 9-month-old girl that you can't feed because your name is being smeared amongst the industry to prevent you from working, and all the while your account look like this. I guess his account is fucked up. He says, what would you do, champ? That's a real question, because if anybody knows what it feels like to have their name played with respectfully coming off of this summer, you'd be the best person to ask. Holy shit, he dropped a fucking clue bomb on your ass. A flex bomb, clue bomb. That nigga dropped an outcast bomb on your shit. He said, shit, man, you know what it's like to go through this type of shit, nigga. The summer you just had. You can't relate to my problems? Back against the wall with an account on E and a fictitious narrative ran with your name preventing you from working to feed your kids. What would you do? We see what he would do. That nigga snitched too. He says, putting the messaging in the bars was the only thing that got me some respect back. So I guess this nigga's trying to rap. All right. And Drake responds back to him. So Drake says, I'll think this one out and write my response somewhere else other than IG. I'm on a plane right now. Homeboy says, bet, let me know, champ. And then he sends him his contact. So despite all of the times that they done linked up and shit like that, maybe Drake got a new number, new phone and shit and never saved him. So he sent him his shit over. But I had somebody that was in my comments yesterday that was mad when I put the initial message up talking about some Drake said it's fake, Academic said it's fake. Why the fuck you think I would listen to what Academic got to say? Of course he gonna come out and cape for that nigga. Talking about some Ac is the #1 hip hop platform. If he says it's fake, I'm gonna believe it's fake. All right, nigga, believe what the fuck you want, nigga. I don't. That nigga say the sky red, I say that bitch blue. Then now what? I argue with the number one hip-hop media platform, if that's what you want to call them. I argue with the motherfucking number one meteorologist telling me that the sky is red. The fuck you supposed to think I'm a bat down? Because, well, he's the number one platform. Okay, nigga. And he got a weird case. Why is he around? Get the hell out of my face. What? So, for those that thought it was fake, again, he would have had to been talking to himself that whole time, came up with all of these extra explanations to defend himself just to go and type himself from Champagne Poppy fake page and the whole shit. I think the high and low of it is that nigga leaked that shit out because he felt some type of way about Drake. He didn't like that Drake called him a rat. He didn't like that Drake wasn't being open to his explanations and his reasons for doing whatever it was. He thought that Drake would relate and say, hey man, this nigga's a whole ass gay man trying to get in my cheeks. I wasn't with that shit, and because I wasn't with it, he tried to send niggas to come kill me. Drake says, hey, even if that's true, I think there's a better way to go about it. But niggas could do Vlad interviews and all type of shit, Art of Dialogue interviews, and talk about the niggas that tried to get in their cheeks and nobody calls him a snitch. But he's got to be a snitch. Okay. You know, I'm not here to windmill for nobody. I don't know none of these niggas, don't care for none of these niggas. So I'm just going off of my own logic in real time. But y'all be sure to let me know, right? So, of course, that's the tale. That's the tale of the tape. Let me know what y'all think of all of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.